Classic Restos is proudly brought to you by Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Hare and Forbes Machinery House, Pace Farm, Hero Hoists, and Martin's Panel Masters. I'm often referred to for my geographic skill for the amount of times I travel around and bring you episodes of Classic Restos. Here we are, the 43rd Annual Van Nationals, 238 kilometres from Adelaide, and nothing beats being here early when there's no one here. So, sorry? It's not here. I'm in the middle of the outback. It's across the road. How can anything be across the road from here? There's no such thing as across the road from here. Okay. It's up there. G'day, I'm Fletch and welcome to Classic Restos. How cool is this? I'm in the Riverland of South Australia, and speaking of cool, this event represents some of the classics that could be the coolest. Come with me now as we wind the automotive clock back to the 1970s, to a time when the panel van ruled as a recreational vehicle and everything in between through to transport for a tradie. Welcome to the 43rd Australian Van Nationals. Well, this is it. What a celebration. The 43rd consecutive Australian Van Nationals held in the Riverland, South Australia. And what a place, close to the picturesque Lake Bonnie that is drained and fed by the Murray River. Vanners come together from all over the country to meet here in this South Australian tourism hotspot, and the town of Barmera is located on its shores. This iconic annual event has been increasing in popularity these past few years. It is the largest van show held in Australia. Completing its 42nd year, the Australian Van Nationals have successfully been held throughout Australia since 1975. And the legacy with our vans in Australia is up there with football, meat pies, kangaroos and Holden cars. Panel vans were first offered by Holden from December 1953 in the FJ model, and 7,762 were built, and by Ford Australia from May 1961 based on the XK Falcon. Painters, electricians and general labourers quickly found panel vans ideal for their trades, as the cargo bay offering extended capacity otherwise wasted in passenger space, and a potential environment to customise the interiors. And our vans copped the nicknames Shaggin' Wagons, Sin Bins, and the list goes on. But in their own way, they represented a bit of fun. The van culture died out in the 1980s here in Australia, but that is okay, because today this is why these events mean just so much. To showcase vehicles that were so much a part of our automotive history. Well, here we are, the 43rd Australian Van Nationals. How you doing, Russell?
Good, Fletch. Good to have you back at the Van Nats.
Thanks, mate. Nice for being here.
Saw you at Bathurst, and that was a great event. So this is a beautiful spot, and we're having a good time.
Fletch tends to get around a bit, doesn't he?
Yeah, Fletch is all right. He's pretty good.
Yeah,
he looks after us car clubs and comes to our events, and yeah, it's good to have him covered by somebody. So it's good. So,
Thank you, Russell. They're kind words. Now, this van of yours, very rare in my eyes. It's not as though I see one of these every time I go and do an episode. A 1979 Ford Escort Sundowner panel van. Wow.
Yeah, not a lot around anymore. I must say, before we start, it is a tribute, but a lot of tributes around of everything. Yep. But we wanted to do a Sundowner, and it's pretty much how they were in the day anyway. So yeah, we're pretty proud of it, and To find a genuine one these days is almost impossible, and to get one in this condition is probably nearly impossible too. So, but yeah.
So Ford carried the name of Sundowner from the Falcon through to the Escort?
Yes, they started with the Falcon, and originally they had to get permission off Sundowner Panel Van Club to get the Sundowner name, because they had it registered. Yeah. So Ford went and saw the Sundowner Panel Van Club, and they actually, said that was okay to use, obviously. And Sundowner was born as a Ford, so yeah. It's
one of those unique circumstances where big car tradition flowed through to the smaller entry model, and they kept a name the same.
Yes, they've run the Falcon right through to the Transit and the Escort, so they kept the name right through the whole series, so it was good.
Now, Russell, about this van you have here. First of all, the colour popping in the sun here. Whoever did your paintwork is flawless. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, it come up all right, surprisingly. It wasn't supposed to come up that good, but...
What, you wanted it worse?
No, I didn't want it worse.
I've never heard a situation where a bloke goes back to the panel shop and says, now listen, mate, you did a little too good here, yeah. Now, I don't want to make this question sound as though I'm being smart here, but air conditioning on the old four-cylinder type engine, overhead cam, 2-litre engine, air conditioning. Does it die in the bum when you switch it on?
No, well, it's a full rally spec engine, you see, so it's got a few herbs. So it can handle it quite well.
And also, too, you've got a later model rotary type pump on there, too. They draw a lot less resistance than the old piston type.
Oh, definitely, yeah, much easier.
Russell, with the build time, how long did it take you?
It's taken us about 3 years to build it, so yeah, with the bodywork done first, and then obviously drivetrain, because everything was stripped out of it. Had a 1600 auto in it, so that was pretty tired. Yep. And then just the interior and everything we designed, and then built all the cupboards, and then got it all upholstered. So,
mate, just back to the engine for a sec. Those extractors are pretty fat for a four-cylinder engine. You didn't muck around there with trying to get the air out?
No, well, it gets pretty hot under the bonnet. That's why the bonnet scoops get there to let the heat out, mate, more than anything else. But that bonnet scoops off another van I had back in the 80s. So, and won the nationals with that other van 3 times. But but this one, it's more for purpose than anything else. So we enjoy it.
All right, Russ. Look, there's no doubt about it. You're having fun. You got a 1979 car. God love it. You got the 1979 shirt to go with it.
A wine shirt to go with it, mate. had to coordinate.
It was a pleasure talking to you, mate. Thank you very much.
Good on you, Fletch. Cheers, mate.
My passion for cars began when Nana and Pop bought their new Toyota Crown. It was Nana's, really. She loved that car. We went everywhere in it. My passion now is just the same, even though my cars are a little different. I've still got Nana's car, couldn't part with it. And I reckon if she was here today, she'd be insured with Shannons too.
Call Shannons on 13 46 46. Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts.
How would you like to double your garage space and work on your cars easily? Well, bring in your own hero with a Lift King hoist. Easy to install models in 1, 2 and 4 post styles. Check the very nifty Spider 2500 portable mini scissor lift. Hero hoists are either Oz certified or carry the Euro CE, your guarantee of quality construction and reliability. I regularly stand under my Lift King, so when you need a bit of a lift, why don't you go stand under yours? If you have a restoration project, Hare and Forbes has the tools that you need. Shrinker stretchers, dollies, mallets, bead rollers, profile gauges, professional panel restoration kits, and so much more. Now I warn you, enter at your own risk because you will end up buying something. So come along to your Cap City store or browse and buy online at machineryhouse.com.au because Hare and Forbes has the range. Martin's Panel Masters has 3 modern accident repair centres. They service Melbourne's inner, outer east and the fast-growing southeast corridor. Your vehicle will receive the best from state-of-the-art repair equipment finished beautifully from computer-based paint mixing systems, finished in Australian compliant spray booths. Martin's Panel Masters, located at Ferntree Gully and Berwick, also Box Hill Panels. Time now for a 1978 HZ Sandman. Hello, Jenny.
Hello, Fletch. How are you today?
I'm good. You?
Very well.
Look at you, all kind of summery and everything. I've got the summery van here. Beautiful car.
Thank you very much.
Now, Jenny, this car here, this is a great example of how they left the dealership as a Sandman back in their day before people did a lot of additional graphics on them and customising and all that type of thing. Beautiful example.
Thank you very much. We bought this as, well, it was all wrong. We bought it from Chelsea in Melbourne. We searched high and low for a Jasmine yellow because that's what we had in the day, and we turned it back into what we have here.
That's good. Speaking of a little bit of custom work, you've done a little bit in the back, but it's by no means radical. It's just a little bit.
It's just what we would have done in a day. Yeah. Decking out, it used to be called. A mattress, some cupboards to put things in, and an arch. And yeah, that's pretty much all we did. We didn't put curtains or anything like that. Yeah. We just left it.
I wonder whose idea it was originally to put mattress and cupboards in the back of a van, but hey, it worked back then.
Men, for sure.
I don't know, cupboards, kitchen?
Oh, well, maybe, but it was nice to back them into the drive-in and lie in the back and watch the movie, and that's what we did.
Jenny, we look at the front of the car, we move towards the rear. Now, front of car, Kingswood all day long. The traditional shape, moving on, WB to follow a few years later, obviously. The interior of this car, the bucket seats, the dash, the console, beautiful.
Thank you. That was all redone. We painted all the dash pad, we did the fascia, we got the door trims and redid those, the seats, the console. We had a donor ute which we cut things off for panel and stuff. We built our own motor.
And speaking of the engine, which way have you gone there?
253 4-speed.
So that was interesting. A lot of the Sandmans were 253s, weren't they?
Yes, they were, but they were 308s. And most people wanted a 308, but we had a 253, and it was a good little motor. And
paint colour here, what's the name of that, Jenny?
Jasmine yellow.
Jasmine yellow. Or should I say paint colours with a plural? Jasmine yellow with some graphics. Beautiful.
Yes, thanks.
Okay, again, thank you very much, Jenny. And a classic example of how our Holden Sandman used to look back in the day, original as they rolled away from the dealerships.
Yes, that's exactly right. And we've gone with original because that's what we wanted. We had an original Sandman, Jasmine yellow, and we've got it back. We had to sell it because we had children, and the children left home, so the Sandman's back.
Isn't it nice? Everything does a 360. We get to a stage of our lives where we get the things that we once upon a time had. In some cases, we get them back again.
We do. But a lot of hunting for the right colour and the right everything. Yeah. And anyway, we've enjoyed it. It's given us something to do post kids.
Good on you. Thanks, Jenny.
Thank you, Fletch.
And of course, Shannons is here for the 43rd Australian Van Nationals. Now, if you have anything to do with a classic bike, classic car or classic truck club, make sure that it's registered with the Shannons Club for all the world to see. For more information, find out more at shannons.com.au. Now, there's some great stuff out there in the paddock, but inside the shed here, apart from the odd fly, we've also got some incredible elite vehicles. How are we doing, Rod?
Good, thanks, Fletch. How are you today?
Good, thanks, mate. Great. Now, this van of yours is outstanding, as others in here, but I thought I'd pick on you.
Thank you.
Had to come and do that.
Thanks very much, Fletch.
Now, 1978 HZ.
That's right.
You've called it the Player.
Correct.
It's fully customised, fully themed. Give us the rundown.
Well, it's a Sandman originally. The original owner had a Statesman Caprice front and lower grille on it and had a spade-shaped arch in it. So we've kept that theme and built on that to call it the Player. The spade shape given it the card game theme, and we've kept that theme going. Its original colour was malachite, and we've done it back in that colour.
Where did you get the inspiration to theme it the Player?
Straight from that arch, that spade-shaped arch, give us that theme. And I think we've kept it in its original format and tried to build on that.
So with you guys, what you do with your vans, restoring them, giving them the graphics, the paint jobs, the level of restoration is one thing, but then coming up with the theme, I mean, that's a job all on its own, isn't it?
Yeah, my word, we've got a bit of a bar in the back there and a gambling casino, and as you can see at the front there, a card game and a card table, so it's all part of the theme.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you pull up on the side of the road and spin the wheel, right?
Yeah, my word.
Rod, when you got the van, what condition was she like?
She was pretty ordinary, except for low mileage, in a shed forever. The paint was really gone. And we had to start from there. It was missing the motor and gearbox. It had been pulled out and put into a 1-tonner. So we've put a stroker motor in and a 5-speed Supra gearbox. She runs very nice down the road, and of course the side pipe set her off.
Now, you've done a wonderful job. It's another vehicle. You've saved its life, right?
Correct, we've saved its life.
Now, attention to detail under the hood. Everywhere you look is very immaculate. The paint is just gorgeous in here. What's the colour on that?
They're malachite colour. We put a black on originally. Sandmans have the blackouts, of course. So we painted this car, first of all, totally black to give a depth into the malachite, then taped the blackouts up, which is not normally done that way, then painted the malachite on. 3 coats of malachite, a coat of clear with a little bit of pearl in it, just to give it a fleck through it, and then another couple of coats of clear.
OK, Rod, engine-wise, what specs did you do there?
It's a stroker, 308 motor, and it's stroked to 332.
Nice?
Nice, lovely. It gets up and goes.
Yeah. Again, Rod, it's one of these cars we could talk about for ages. Inside, I like what you've done in the interior, and that's pretty well left it alone. The beautiful bucket seats, the nice sports dash. Holden did a good job in the late 70s, I believe, with that dash layout, the seating. It's a nice package.
Yeah, I agree. The GDS dash is great. Of course, this one being a HZ's got radial tune suspension, so you've got the radial tune suspension badge on there, and the bucket seats are very comfortable. Yeah.
I love that RTS. I think that was just a front and a rear sway bar, wasn't it?
My word, but in my opinion, it made a difference, Fletch.
It certainly did. I think there was a couple of little geometric things that Holden did from HQ onwards to come up with that RTS. But like you say, it towards the end of the Kingswoods, they were a nice handling car. The end of Ford went the same way, and by the time they got to XD, they handled well. So from mid-70s towards late 70s, they started to really get their act together in many ways, didn't they?
Oh, my word, yeah, there's a difference through the range.
Yeah. OK, Rod, thanks once again, mate. It's been a pleasure talking to you. And some of the nicest panel vans that you'll ever see are here at this year's 43rd Australian Van Nationals. Thanks again, buddy.
Thanks, mate. Can I just put a plug in for the 45th Van Nationals at Park, Central New South Wales in 2020.
Oh,
so
yeah,
just look at the back of my shirt there, Fletch.
There you go.
The advertisement for her.
He never misses an opportunity, this bloke. Good on you, mate. Good on you.
Thanks, Fletch.
All right, you're welcome. Bye.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannons,
We've also got Shannon's home and contents cover.
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be.
Shannon's.
Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 13 46 46 for a quote.
Martin's Panel Masters has 3 modern accident repair centres. They service Melbourne's inner, outer east and the fast-growing southeast corridor. Your vehicle will receive the best from state-of-the-art repair equipment finished beautifully from computer-based paint mixing systems, finished in Australian compliant spray booths. Martin's Panel Masters, located at Ferntree Gully and Berwick, also Box Hill Panels. Hare and Forbes Machinery House has been family owned and operated for over 85 years, and it's easy to see why. Planning on welding? Look at these welding tables and clamps, air compressors and different air tools, sandblasting cabinets, through to spray guns. Everyone is welcome at Machinery House. There are competitive freight rates around Australia, and you can buy online at machineryhouse.com.au. So remember, Hare and Forbes has the range. Time now for Susan with an amazing 1975 HJ panel van, and it's timeless.
Hi Fletch, yes it is timeless. She is a 1975 HJ Sandman. She was originally a 253 4-speed 10-bolt Salisbury, originally sold by Winter and Taylor in Geelong, Victoria. She's made her way to New South Wales and we're lucky enough to get our hands on her. She's now got an awesome paint job by Wayne Harrison, another one of his great works, and we had to go with a different theme, so this time we went with steampunk timeless theme. So
you've done it incredibly well. I'm blown away by the graphics. Before we talk about that, to think that a lot of these cars with the graphics were once upon a time original Sandmans.
Yes, definitely. This was originally an absinthe yellow Sandman. It's now got chrome yellow paintwork, just a little bit brighter and darker. It originally had the HJ bows with the Sandman stripe on the tailgate, but now it's sporting the custom murals to make it a custom van.
Now, with the graphics, where do you start? Do you just give it to a paint guy and say, I want that done? Run us through, as quick as you can, the depth, the amount of work, the trouble you have to go to come up with this.
I've got a broad imagination. We've got a few different names in my head, depending on colours, depending on themes, but I do a lot of Googling. So I Google just a basic name or a word, and if something sort of pops, we can add it, and Wayne's awesome. I could literally say, I love this picture, but I only want this part of the artwork, the cogs or something in the artwork, and every job he's done just comes back amazing.
The theme on that, just the way that you've created that, the insides of a clock, that is timeless.
It is very much timeless. Time never ends. When did it start? When will it finish? We'll never know.
There you go. Now, isn't that a conversation for another episode of Classic Restos? I don't know when, but I'm sure we're going to touch on it. Now, in the back, I like what you've done. It's not overdone at all. It's just really classy and really nice.
It was a trim that was put together in less than 2 weeks. We were lucky enough, we had a great guy who did our diamond tufting, and he was the only one I'd let diamond tuft, Pete Frez. Then we had another lady who trimmed all our woodwork. We made all the boxes and the sides and the decking, and Wayne muraled the actual archway.
Susan, lovely catching up with you. Love what you've done with Timeless. All of these vehicles here, like I said earlier, talking to Rod, you could talk for just so long on each car.
Yeah, it's simply amazing, the passion that people have. Ours has turned from passion to obsession, but we just love our vans. So every weekend, if we can get out and just go for a cruise, it's a bonus.
Good on you, Susan. Well done. Keep up the great work.
Thanks, Fletch.
You're welcome. With me now, Jason Ackling, one of the organisers to get the Nationals together. An incredible year, Jason. Congratulations, mate.
Fletch, it's been a massive year. Yeah, no, we're great turnout. Beyond what we expected, so we're absolutely stoked.
Now, numbers are up on past years?
Some past years, I'd say we're on par with the last couple. Some years going back, much up of a similar area. So, for the area, very well.
Now, Jason, just inform us. Now, when the Nationals happen, it's a different location each year, right?
Each year, yeah. So someone puts in a bid to host the Nationals. Obviously, our committee's hosting it this year. We'll move on to a different state, different location next year.
Sure. So that could also be pending for numbers as well. Pending location, like some locations might be easier for the majority to get to than others?
Oh, definitely. I mean, this is fairly central, but look, it's still a long way. We've got guys from WA, Queensland, Tasmania, so some guys have come a long way, and ladies as well.
Now, Jason, it's great to be one of the organisers here of the event, and you stand behind the vanning community in a huge way. You also practice what you preach, because behind us we've got a beautiful restoration in the process. Now, we're talking a rolling shell here, and it is flawless. It really is. You should take a real close look at this. No nut or bolt unturned. You've done a tremendous job so far. Give us the rundown on that, Jason.
Thanks, Fletch. So every nut and bolt. I guess a lot of people say every nut and bolt, but I have done every nut and bolt.
HX?
HX, yeah, so HX, genuine Sandman, mint julep, as you can see.
So it is a genuine compliant Sandman?
Yes, correct, yeah.
How do you find these things?
Oh, luck, pure luck, yeah. Right place at the right time.
Being in the vanning community, if anyone's going to find a Sandman, it's going to be a bloke like this. The body mustn't have been too bad. Was it Swiss cheese? Because if it was, you've done an incredible job.
It wasn't pretty, but it was workable. So to get it to the stage now, about 1,600 hours. So we've still got a bit to go. It's not perfect yet, but we'll get there.
Okay, Jason, give us a rundown. Engine, driveline, which way are you going there?
Pure stock, so it's just a 253 Aussie 4-speed, so should be a cruiser. Yeah. Definitely not the fastest one on the road, but hey, that's all we're looking to do is cruise.
Good on you, mate. You're going for the small V8. That's what it's about. You're just trying to keep it period correct.
Yeah, basically, keep it to the original engine. So
the next Nationals, we're going to see this baby here with a sound coming out the back.
We hope to get there. It's a long way, the next Nationals for us.
So it gives you plenty of time to finish. You're nearly there. You haven't got that much more to go, have you?
I'd say there's still a lot of hours.
It's just a dashboard, a wiring harness, an engine and a driveline. Jason, you've got 2 days' work there, buddy.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that.
Mate, it's been great catching up with you. Thank you for the invitation here to the Nationals.
Sure. No, really appreciate you coming. It's been great having you. Good on you, mate. Cheers.
Well done. Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Well, there you go. That's a wrap. Just some of the 43rd Australian Van Nationals, and you've seen it first on Classic Restos. Check out social media pages for more information if you'd like to attend next year's Van Nationals event. As I say at the end of every episode of Classic Restos, no matter where you're watching from, until next week, please ride and drive safe. I'm Fletch, and I thank you very much for watching. You can like and follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/ClassicRestosTV and watch catch-up episodes at shannons.com.au. Classic Restos is proudly brought to you by Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Hare and Forbes Machinery House, Pace Farm, Hero Hoists, and Martin's Panel Masters.